Okay, so I don't want to go in a hurry on any of the topics
Yeah,
because
that is what.
um,
So I just want to know how many weeks
yeah.
of time we have, so that according to that I can plan. If it is like
Mm, mm.
3 weeks or 4 weeks, how it
Uh,
is like.
we can say 4 weeks, Dina. That would be fine.
Yeah,
4 weeks.
fine. Okay, fine.
Uh,
Yeah.
I can see your screen, but it is like I think you have opened the notepad, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
HCM is Human Capital Management. In this, we'll be having recruiting the other modules also. HR is like a separate part. Okay. In
Mm.
this, we can cover recruiting module, other stuff as well. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
In HCM.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, there'll be a typo error. Actually, my key G is not working. So,
Oh. Uh-huh.
bear with me. Okay.
Yeah. 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 No problem.
And then PM, personal management will be there, in which personal administration is will be even covered. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then time management, TM,
Yeah.
and then payroll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
PM itself will cover org management and personal administration and benefits. Okay.
Yeah.
As a UK perspective, I don't think so. They would be, since they are using EC system as a front end system for them to use the data and to upload the data and all.
Yeah.
So, sorry, benefits would not be covered for your scenario. Okay, we
Mm.
have to cover here PA means personal administration, time
Okay.
management,
Okay.
and payroll. Payroll, since
Okay.
payroll is vast, so I would
Yeah.
take much time on payroll. Time
Yes, please.
management also, since you were being told like they were like using just a dummy work schedules and all for the master data to process and that to payroll to process. That's the reason. So
Mm.
I'll give few topics in like time management, like work schedules, attendances, and absences. That's it. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
quota generations and all. Not much.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Okay. And
Yeah.
personal administration, whatever be means required info type, mandatory info types to run a payroll within GB, I'll cover those. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
And payroll, I'll cover end to end. Okay.
Okay. Sure. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. These are the three, and if time means time is like not exceeded to our limits, then we'll cover organization management. Anyhow, I'll give a brief introduction, at least organization management, up to what extent we use it to maintain the master data. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Means why I'm not stressing out here the master data is, anyway EC has all the hierarchies and all itself,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
reporting and all. So
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think so they would be maintaining that in SAP also, means ACP system also.
Uh-huh.
So you need to confirm me that if they were
Uh,
like maintaining the hierarchies like organization structures in ECP system, then I'll cover end to end of organization management.
okay. Okay. Um. Yeah, it is all the organization structures, division, subdivision, all of it
Hmm.
is being maintained in easy system. So I
Hmm.
guess all of that is. Dina, can you also, if you have taken the session on EC, can you also take me through the mapping? Suppose, for example, if I'm saying a division in EC, what is it mapped in ECP? Like, what is it mapped in HCM? Like that one-to-one mapping, if you can take me through, that will be really helpful. Can you?
Really helpful, but sorry to say that I do not have bench up to that extent. I do not haven't taken any sessions so far, so
Okay.
it won't be possible actually. So
Mm-hmm.
ideally, we have to means relate the fields which is there in EC to
Mm-hmm.
the SAP HCM module where we
Mm-hmm.
have like that integration
Yeah.
tab is there in SPRO configuration path where we can do that actually. But
You
I
mean to
really
say the point-to-point replication, is it?
yes, yes. That
Oh,
point-to-point replication is on customer specific, not exactly the one. Fields, whatever they like mandatory fields where you have to maintain, not
mm,
exactly in the back end and where you are like taking the same replica
mm,
from employee central, then you need to maintain like a bank key where
mm.
we were like not required to maintain in the back end. Or the sort code or IBAN number. You
Yeah.
might be having an idea of IBAN number, right?
Yes. 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 Yeah.
16 digits
IBAN soft
number.
code. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Those kind of details anyway we were like not required to maintain in the back end. We were like bank account details and all. Those are all like just coming out from that system. So we can do
Mm.
those. Okay, 1 minute,
Oh.
please bear with.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Yes. Yeah. So that point to point mapping is like I cannot give you that knowledge really.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. No problem.
Yeah, these are all the means topics I'll be covering on the
Mm.
priority basis. First of all, I'll cover the personal administration one, which is in high priority. Means to understand the process and what stands at the master data and what all the required info types to maintain employee data and the HCM system and all those points.
Okay.
And then basic work schedule and your working hours calculation,
Mm.
actual hours versus
Yeah.
the calendar hours and all
Yeah.
those, along with the absences and the deductions of the quota and all I can cover in time management. And then
Okay.
payroll like a taxation,
Yeah.
statutory part, as
Yeah.
well as the other stuff like national insurance,
Mm.
court orders,
Yeah.
and the RTA.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
So sure you would be heard about this RTA
Yeah.
concept.
Yes. 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 I've been hearing, but I don't know exactly in depth what it is and all. But
Mm-hmm.
since I was there with the payroll team in the first payroll run, so I'm familiar. This P45 we have, P60 we have, right? So
Yes.
they were running this RTI P45, and
Mhm.
yeah, I can recall. Yes.
Okay. And finally, the organization management,
Mm.
which indeed deals with the structures and the positions within that and the head of the department and the person map as a head of the department to that particular org structure and all those stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah,
And
and yes,
the-
go ahead.
uh, in the case of benefits, like what exactly you will be covering normally in
No,
sessions?
benefits, yeah, in regular sessions, benefits is like in US, you would be having more weight to benefits since they are there like benefits like employee plus spouse and all those is like mandatory. Why? Because that indeed means reflects your tax calculations, pre-tax calculation, post-tax calculation, and which
Mm,
will have an exemption to the tax as well. But
mm,
in UK, since you have a national insurance
yeah,
contribution where you can avail any of the benefits like a hospitality and all,
yeah,
hospitalize these things, since it
mm,
NIC contribution itself is like covering all those things. I
yeah,
haven't
correct.
seen that weightage and benefits
Okay.
as far as like UK is concerned.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
is there anything like you want to add it up in our sessions? Do let me know in between. We
Yeah, yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah, sure.
And yeah, shall I continue with the info types, the information and all? How
Yeah,
we
yeah,
would be storing that for
yeah, yeah,
10
sure.
more minutes?
Yeah, yeah, we can start today only. Yeah,
Info types or information type is the one which deals with IT. It okay. Information types is called as IT, and four zeros to 0999 is uh, the info type range for personal administration. Okay,
yeah,
personal administration deals with master data, which is nothing but employees' data. Okay,
yeah,
and info type 000 is a personal actions. This info type exactly deals with your actions within the company. Like example, position, a pay increase, or expatriates, like impatriates and expatriates. You might have heard about this, right? However, like coming to our country is like impatriates. Expatriates means, however, like going from our country to some other country and working over there is an expatriate. You know that concept? Rosalind, you there?
sorry, Dina, I was on mute. Yes.
Yes, you know that concepts, right? Impatriates and expatriates.
No, actually, I don't know this part. No, this is the first time
Suppose,
I'm hearing this. Yeah,
yeah,
impact.
you were working in UK, but
Yeah.
some of like if I'm not know what kind of industry you were like supporting, if you don't
Uh,
mind.
yeah, yeah, sure, no problem. So ours is like a betting company. Okay, so it is. I mean, we have some around 2,000 and odd employees. So I
Mm-hmm.
think I don't know whether this impact and expat are applicable to a
Yes,
betting
maybe.
organization. Yeah,
Maybe it won't be applicable to you, but
yeah,
then yeah, let me take some other countries like This what they call aid products. Have you heard about this aid products
A
or
products.
Leonardo's the aircraft like they have
Uh-huh.
aircrafts Leonardo.
Okay.
Astro
Yeah.
AstraZeneca. Have you heard about AstraZeneca?
Yeah. AstraZeneca is. I have heard of it. Yes.
Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
are into. I guess they are into means petrols or like or whatever the field they have like into.
Uh,
Or
yeah.
3M. Let me take a 3M or any motor business like a
Mm.
MAN, Volkswagen. These
Oh yeah.
kind of yeah, Volkswagen. Yeah, yeah. Let me put in this way. That would be the best one. Volkswagen has their own actually their business isn't like German, right?
Yeah.
So Volkswagen wants to introduce a new model car or a new model car which is in range of like which highly needed the requirements to deal with the requirements of Indian economy sector. And though they
Okay.
do not have a variant in their host country, which is a German country, own country, home country, but then a few designers in the automobile industry came from German and they started develop a new economy car. Uh, yeah, means up to the quality they maintain standards and all to
Okay.
Indian business. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what in this case, either two scenarios we can take. Either German automobile engineers from Volkswagen can come here and then they can work. Okay,
Yeah.
one scenario that would
Okay.
be. The
Yeah.
other scenario is like either Indian automobile engineers who were like strong, been identified by Volkswagen India can send few of
Them.
their
Yes.
engineers to Germany and then
Yeah.
get trained there itself
Mm.
when it comes to the design and other stuff.
Yeah.
And they will means once after get trained over that they'll be sent back to India. Okay, this would
Yeah.
be the two possible scenarios. In
Okay.
this case, the Indian guys, engineers who are like gone to Germany to work over there or to gain knowledge will call as a impatriates for Germany.
Okay.
Means whoever like coming to our own country, home country from the other countries and working for a certain period is called impatriates. Okay.
Okay.
Expatriates means Germans who ever like come to India for a duration to work with the means new car models and all for a time being. Then they
Mm.
would be calling as expatriates for Germany. Means
Okay.
their home country is Germany, but for
Yeah.
certain period they move to based on the project they move to different country. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
you got that right? Impatriates and expatriates
Yeah. Yeah.
now.
Yes. Yes. I got it now. Yes.
And promotions,
Yeah.
terminations,
Yes.
and retirement.
Yeah.
These are all the actions, means the data effective what date to effective what date you have been means your pay is increased or you have moved to a different country or promotions or the terminations or the retirements, all these data will be stored in this personal actions. Okay,
Okay.
so all these info types will have a effective start date and end date.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
and this is a mandatory info type. Okay. Organization assignments are not the management. Which stores the employee's location where he is like exactly working. So suppose in London, even you have the other means nearby locations. Suppose you were like working in London for the same
mm,
company and some other is working from Manchester and some other is working from other like cities within like UK. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
The same company when same company is having a branches over there. Okay.
yeah,
So payroll and the legislations would be common for all of them, but the locations is different. Okay.
yeah.
In this case, you maintain a different locations for you and for your colleagues. Okay, that would be differentiated here in info type 1.
Okay,
Here, even we have permanent employees and contract employees in the same company. Those will be even covered in employee group and subgroup. Okay.
okay.
Oh, my this one is not working. Sorry. Again, the G alphabet.
Yeah,
Personal area and personal sub area. Personal area you can take uh, within London. Suppose if you take IKEA, okay, they would
yeah,
be having in each sector or the street they would be having stores over there, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So then IKEA UK is one entity, which is a company code. Entity will be even covered here
Yeah.
or a company code.
Mm,
Okay.
yeah,
Company code IKEA UK Private Limited is one of the company, and then London is a area where within London, if they have any other localities or then streets or places, IKEA have 3 or 4 branches within London, then those will be covered in personal sub area. Okay.
okay, okay.
Now you got the difference between personal area and personal sub area and the company code.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Employee, since this is just a oral session, I'm just giving a brief introduction to you. Okay. Again,
Okay,
I will be showing it you at the back end, like how we configure and all.
yeah, sure.
And employee group and subgroup deals with permanent employee. Okay. Within the permanent employees, few are like hourly based and few are like salary based. Okay.
Yeah,
So those you can differentiate. Permanent employees is one group. Within permanent employees, hourly and the salaried wages employees are two different. Okay. So those would be covering in employee subgroup.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So all these information along with your organization OM data,
no,
which is a org management data, would be even included in this org assignment.
okay,
And the hourly employees pay frequency is a weekly pay frequency, and whereas salaried will be on monthly. Okay. So those pay frequencies even like sorry mapped here in info type 1. Okay.
yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, that's it when it comes to info type 1. And info type 2 will be having our personal details, which is nothing but your first name, last name, and your NI number when it comes to UK,
Yeah,
NI number, and your suffix, prefix,
yeah.
um, yeah, the other details like a date of birth, gender, all these things. Okay,
Okay,
and info type 6 would be address, like a permanent address, temporary address, mailing address, if you have any such differentiations. Okay,
yeah.
info type 7 is work schedule.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah,
info type 8 work schedules means your start and end time and how
yeah.
many weekly working hours, all the steps. This actually comes, though the data of this info type is falls under PA, but then actually comes in time management. Okay,
Oh, okay,
and info type 8 stands for basic pay, where your pay scale structures, groups, and the salary ranges have that have to maintain in the backend, that can be maintained in backend. But then front end, your salary details would be saved in info type 8. For you as an individual, if you want to check your data in the backend, being a HCP HCM consultant, you can go to info type 8 to check all those details.
okay,
And info type 9 would be your bank details, where your bank account, IBAN number, sort code, and your address and other stuff like other stuff, whatever is like required. The payment method, like how the company is like paying you, either a bank transfer or a cash payment or a check payment, those
yeah.
kind of payment type, all these will be included and maintained here in info type 9.
Okay,
Monitoring task would be info type 19, where if you have any probation periods and all, those
mm,
can be actually your provision start date and date can be maintained here in 19. Okay,
okay, yeah.
21 is family member dependency,
Mm,
family members data.
yeah.
Okay, and input type 105 is a communications, like your email ID, system ID, your username, and if you have any like a company portal where you have a username, right? Your
Mm, yeah,
employee ID, all those informations. Though
yeah,
your personal number like is may different to your employee number. Okay,
yeah.
those kind of information we can save here in 105 communications.
Okay,
Hmm. And in fact 55, I guess 51 or 55 membership fee is there. If you were into any of the memberships like within the company provided one,
mm,
you can have that fees and all other stuff.
okay,
51 or 55, I'm not sure. Okay.
okay, okay. We have 14 and 15, I guess,
Yeah,
right?
coming
Info
is
type 4.
since these are like a mandatory one. 14 and 15 is not a mandatory one.
Oh, okay.
Recurring payments, info type 15, additional payments.
Yeah.
Like if you have monthly payments, like which is like every month mandatory one, then
Mm,
that would be covered, and either the payments and the deductions can be covered in info type 14.
mm.
And if you have like not a monthly one, once in a for quarterly or any payments or a deduction, that can be covered in info type 15. Okay.
Yeah.
And whereas like for GB specific, 65 is tax, insurance, national insurance, 70 is court orders, pensions. Okay.
Yeah.
And you have info type 008888. It shows statutory absences.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the mandatory info types where we cover in our sessions. Okay.
Yeah. Sure. And there's one more, no, Dina. 2003 or 2000,
Those
2010
are
info type.
like time management.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
That I'll cover. These are all the mandatory data to
Mandatory.
further
Yeah.
process like any other modules even. That
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Sure.
cover while we discussing into the time management.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Fine.
Yeah. It's like good to end the session or we can continue. You want any other information?
Uh, yeah. To start off with, yeah, I think this will give me a complete, brief idea of what are we going to cover in our sessions, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, this is good to go, Dina. Yeah.
Shall I continue?
Yeah, if you're okay to continue, we can continue another half an hour if you're okay, because I don't
It's
know what is the
10:30
schedule for
now.
you.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it should be fine. Another half an hour, we can
Yeah.
have the session. Yeah.
Okay, then let me give time management info types information as well. 2001 deals with absences. Info type 2002 deals with attendances. Info type 2003 is substitutions. Info type 2006 deals with absence quota. Info type 2007 deals with attendance quota. Overtime. Okay, these are all like comes into time management.
Mm.
Absences deals with your leaves and all.
Yeah.
Attendances deals with your attendances only when you have a positive time, like clock, every individual clock and clock outs are like being stored in backend, and if that is the case, like positive time management comes into the picture and 2002 would be taking place, means maintained. Okay,
Yeah.
if not it won't be. Substitution 2003 is like when you have any deviations, like suppose you start your day, start time would be 9:30 and your end time would be 5:30. Okay,
Mm. Yeah.
and in any particular day, if you have to work in morning 7 to 3 or else 1 to 10, these
Mm.
would be the deviation to your regular working hours, right?
Yes.
That particular day, the start and end time would be maintained in substitutions, which is a
Oh.
deviations. Okay.
Mm. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Absence quota 2006, attendances quota. Quota means like if you have any like annual leave or vacation, these kind of leaves types is there. Those kind of leave types and the data means the number of days will be maintained in 2006.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Attendance quota, actually we won't use it in much scenarios, many scenario until if anyone have a complex time management requirements. Okay.
Mm. Yeah. Sure.
Overtimes, like if you were like being paid after 5:30, grace time would be 6 or 6:30, and post to 6:30, whatever the hours you work, if
Mm.
that comes into the overtime, that number of hours will be maintained in 2005. Okay.
Yes.
2011 would be your clock in clock outs time events. That
Okay.
comes from third party system, if you have any like third party system which
Mm.
takes care of all this data. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
And 2010 would be your remuneration information, which
Mm.
is deals with your overtime. It's like 1.5 time OT, 1.2 means 2 hour, 2 times of your regular hours. Those
Yeah.
kind of information which actually have to pay in hours or in
Yeah.
days. Those means number of days would be maintained in 2010, and
Okay.
further in back end we would be, sorry, doing our configurations. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fine then.
So payroll info types is like this one: 65, 69, 70, 71, and 88. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are all the payroll info types. Yeah.
Okay.
You have any doubts?
No, then that's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. We can cover it in this when it comes to organization management info type starts from 1001 to
Mm.
111. Okay, this is the range.
Okay.
And 1001 would be the description, oh sorry, object ID, object, object and the description. Okay,
Yeah.
1000, sorry, 1000, this is 1001 would be the relationship. Okay,
Yeah.
means if you have a position and
Mm.
if you have a person and the organization of that person, which organization he belongs to within the means or structure, and the relation, all this information will be stored in this relationships. Okay,
Yeah.
and I didn't remember the other info types, but then the range is like that. Okay, even
Yeah.
you have a vacancy, if the position is vacant, we can even set that as a vacant in backend
Mm.
in the organization data. Uh, those can be given. Okay,
Okay.
1009 would be work schedules, I guess.
Mm.
Maybe here and there. I may not be
Oh,
sure about this
yeah.
info type ID. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, these are all the info types. I'll give a brief introduction, and wherever like it is like important, like 2001, 2006,
Mm.
and 2010, I would be covering 2003 also. Like I would be covering more information
Mm.
along with the configuration. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Hmm. And PA and the payroll, I'll cover each and every module, means info types. Okay.
Okay.